Season 22 has brought a lot of cool little features that Respawn added, and honestly, you may never notice these, so let me just tell you about them here. First of all, the Akimbo pistols have loads of little cool interactions and animations. For example, if you pick up the Akimbo pistols as Alta, she actually picks up the second one with her tail, which is kind of a reference to the fact that last season, Alta had a lobby animation where she pulled out Akimbo pistols using her tail too, which was kind of teasing this change in Season 22. Also, there's a rare pull-out animation for the pistols where the pistols drop from the sky, which is pretty cool, and also there are two brand new exclusive inspect animations for the pistols, which we'll touch on soon, because you may notice when you loaded up the season, duos is not in the game. But then, a few hours after the season started, Respawn added duos, quads, and trios, and then removed them again. So what's happening with that? Well, somebody complained about the lack of duos on Reddit, and a developer actually responded saying duos aren't gone forever, they're just not in rotation at the minute. We see and hear the feedback though, so stay tuned, which is a good thing to hear from a developer, and honestly, I think the rotations just look like this because it's the start of the season and Respawn are making people try out the revival mode. And when the revival mode finishes, Respawn will just add trios, quads, and duos into the game as the default modes, as suggested by the fact that they accidentally added duos, quads, and trios for an hour before they removed them. By the way, you may have heard recently that Bangalore is going to be getting her heirloom recolor in a collection event this season, which is true, but there's also another thing. Because her heirloom is getting recolored, Respawn added a bunch of new animations. You may know of some of the new inspect animations, but they also added a really rare pull-out animation that only plays once every few hundred times. And a pull-out animation is basically the animation that is played when you pull out your heirloom after holding a weapon. So after you try to get it a few hundred times you will, and it's basically just Bangalore tooting on a horn. It's pretty cool and a nice hidden animation. Also, Respawn did completely rework the Bangalore spam inspect. It went from looking like this to like this. Honestly, I did really love the spam inspect of her heirloom the first time around, but I have slowly warmed up to the new spam inspect, although a lot of people are outright refusing to play Bangalore this season because she's basically useless. As now, not only are people inside her smoke highlighted, but also because of the health bar system, it just completely makes her smoke useless, because if you spray it into the smoke and get one hit, the person basically gets X-ray on wherever you are. The health bar system is really cool, but it badly interacts with so many abilities, and honestly, I think it needs more work. Maybe Respawn should make it so health bars don't activate when the player is in smoke or gas, because once again, caustic is also useless because people hidden in gas can still be shot and have a health bar activated above their head. But let's not pretend Respawn aren't being pretty fast at fixing new issues this season, because last night they actually updated the game and changed it a bit. Their first fix was a sad one to see because it was a really cool glitch, where basically Ballistic had the ability to dual wield a P20 and a Mozambique at the same time, which was really awesome. And this glitch really reminded me of dual wield in Halo 3, but unfortunately Respawn patched it last night, saying Ballistic getting cheeky and trying to dual wield every weapon is now fixed. Some performance issues for Bot Royale were also fixed, and they also resolved several crashes, including one in the firing range and several related to Caustic, Horizon and Watson, which is also good to hear because inexplicably at the start of the season there were loads of random crashing glitches. For example, if you changed Legend while in the air as Pathfinder, it would crash the firing range server, so I'm glad they fixed this one too. Also, last night Respawn accidentally rotated E-District out of the ranked map pool too early, so because of that slip up, from Friday to Monday, E-District is going to be the only map available on ranked. So if you haven't got enough of E-District, just play some ranked because it's on all weekend now. I'm glad people are loving the new map because it's got way better reception than Broken Moon did at its launch. Also, with the start of the new season, Apex's player count has seen some spikes, but honestly not as big as I would have wanted. Hopefully Respawn do keep up with the new content, make people happy, and hopefully we get a big return of players very soon. What about new secret content in the new season of the game though? Because you may be aware, last video I talked about how Lifeline has a special inspect animation for dual Mozams, and it turns out Mirage actually has his own secret inspect animation for dual wield P2020s, where he does a really cool flare, and this really reminds me of double tapping the weapon button in Red Dead 2 and your character will do a little trick with a revolver. Although a few people in the Apex subreddit do believe they've found an issue with the Akimbo weapons, where holding Akimbo weapons doesn't actually give you held weapon XP. If you're holding a single P20, it will give you XP, but once you're holding two, the held weapon XP, which is the best source of XP, will stop, which is sad, but I don't think too many people care because a lot of people have forgot about the weapon mastery system, and Respawn desperately need to rework it. There were leaks a few months ago that Respawn were working on a Legend mastery system and a weapon mastery system rework, so we'll have to hold out and see, but do be aware, you might not be getting the weapon XP you deserve. Also, you may notice while looking for the weapon mastery system that the menus in the game have taken a bit of an overhaul, and it's now really hard to find the lore comics for the new season, but rest assured they do still exist. You have to go here, and then here, and then click on this, and then right click this box to watch the new lore animation, which honestly doesn't make a lot of sense. Basically, Seer and Octane are in an apartment. Seer transforms into an alternate universe version of Seer for a moment, and then transforms back, and then we don't get much more information. Weirdly enough, the alternate universe version of Seer is in the store as a skin called the Neon Omen skin. So the alternate universe and alternate universe travel storylines are still existing, and Respawn could use these in a cool way. If legends can randomly turn into alternate universe versions of themselves, well, maybe that's a good way to rework a legend. But do keep an eye on this tab for new lore comics, because I'm sure Respawn will elaborate on them at some point or another. Another interesting aspect people noticed in the menus is in the Battle Pass buy menu, because if you press this to buy the Battle Pass, in the bottom right we do get some information about the Premium Plus skins, which are these ones. You basically need to pay $20 to get the version of the Battle Pass that has these two skins, but Respawn did say in this box in the bottom right that after 1 year the Premium Plus skins can come back to be sold as normal skins. So these skins aren't going to be exclusive forever, only 1 year. So potentially in 1 year you could pick up this skin in the store. This diminishes the value of these skins a bit, but if you are feeling a bit of fear of missing out with these skins, do rest assured that they will come at some point. You'd have to spend $20 whole on them. Just yet, at least. Another note about the Battle Pass, because the new Battle Pass has so many packs in it, if you live in Belgium, your Battle Pass will look very different because packs are banned in Belgium. So the Battle Pass gives you crafting materials instead. So if you live in Belgium and buy the Battle Pass, you will get 4,800 crafting. So I guess that's a reason to be really jealous of Belgian people, because they'll be able to buy lots of skins with this crafting. Also this season, Respawn have tried to switch up the weapon meta a lot, and after a few days of playing, I can honestly give you a pretty fun recommendation. Simply pick up a Spitfire and hipfire it a lot, because the reverse hipfire system is so awesome. Basically, reverse hipfire makes your hipfire spread become tighter after more shooting rather than looser, allowing for really accurate hipfire, which is so fun. And also the Akimbo pistols have loads of little tricks up their sleeve. For example, you can actually go auto with the Akimbo P20s and the Mozams. All you gotta do is hold the fire button, because it turns out these guns act like an auto weapon, so you don't have to press fire every time you want to shoot. This might be obvious, but I didn't realize it until somebody told me. On top of this, if you put a sight on your dual weapons and you want to use the sight, you can actually press the fire mode button, which would normally switch your weapon to auto or single, and it will give you one pistol instead, allowing you to use the sight and the pistol as a single weapon, and then press the fire mode button again to get the dual pistols back. You will actually get to experiment a lot more with the Akimbo pistols when the new collection event comes out next week, because they are adding a team deathmatch mode that's only Akimbo pistols and LMGs, which is going to be a lot of fun. It's strange that Respawn are releasing this collection event so early into the season, so I wonder what their plan for the next collection events are. But regardless, this season is really full of content, and I've been really enjoying it so far compared to the previous seasons. It's a shame the player counts aren't jumping up, but hopefully they start too soon. What do you think? And subscribe.